Good evening again, Cougars and Cougar parents. We are almost wrapped up Unit 8. We have one more formula to introduce. We're still working on volume, but now the volume we're going to focus on is the volume of spheres. Something totally new. It's kind of cool that you can, just by finding the radius of a ball or sphere-shaped object, you can actually find the volume. And we're going to do a couple sample problems together, and I think you'll find out that it's not that hard. Okay, let's take a look at the formula for finding the volume of spheres. It's simple, class. Volume is simply equal to 4/3, and then this part's going to look familiar, pi r, but instead of squared, it's going to be cubed. Okay, because we're not finding the area of the circle, but we're looking three-dimensionally. And we're using the radius. Okay, we're using the radius kind of as the base and height of our two-dimensional circle, and then also that third dimension which causes it to pop out. So all we need is the radius of a sphere or a ball, and we can find its volume using this formula. Now let's give it a try. Boys and girls, let's take a look at number 1. Here we have a sphere, and the radius of the sphere is 3 meters. So we're going to use our volume formula. Volume is equal to 4/3 times pi r cubed. Okay, all we have to do is substitute pi and r. Okay, so we're going to keep 4/3 times pi is approximately 3.14 times the radius, which is 3 meters, and we're going to cube that. Okay, we got to follow order of operations, which is our exponents come first. So 3 cubed is going to be 27 meters cubed. Then we're going to multiply that by 3.14 and 4/3. And when we multiply 3.14 times 27, we will get, multiply those two, we get 84.78 meters cubed, or cubic meters, and we still need to multiply that by 4/3. And when we multiply that by 4/3, we're going to get 113 and 4/100 meters cubed. And that is the volume of a sphere with the radius of 3 meters. Boys and girls, let's take a look at number 2. Now number 2, we have a half of a sphere. So we're going to use the same formula. Volume is equal to 4/3 times pi r cubed. Now we need to substitute. Now the only thing that's different is that since we have half a sphere, is once we get our final answer, it's not going to be final. We have to divide it by 2 because we're going to find the volume of a whole sphere, but we only have half of one. So you just need to divide your final answer by 2. So let's bring our information down. 4/3. And I know that pi is approximately 3.14, and the radius of this sphere is 27 centimeters, and I need to cube that. I don't say this too often, but if you're going to cube 27, if you want to break out the calculator for that, you can. It's still good practice, though, to multiply straight through. 27 cubed is going to be 19,683 centimeters cubed, or cubic, and then I need to multiply that by 3.14 and then multiply that by 4/3. When I multiply 19,683 times 3.14, I will get 61,804.62 centimeters cubed. I still need to multiply that by 4/3, and after multiplying it by 4/3, now I'm going to get 82,406.16 cubic centimeters. Okay, but then I need to take this and divide it by 2. And when I divide that whole thing by 2, that's going to bring me down to my final answer for half the sphere. This is the whole sphere. Okay, and this is half of a sphere. And that's what we want. We want half the sphere. And half the sphere is going to be 41,203.08 or 8 hundredths cubic centimeters. And that is the volume of that half sphere with the radius of 27 centimeters. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. Now, number 3, we have a sphere, and this time they give us the diameter. Again, we're going to use our volume formula. Volume is equal to 4/3 times pi r cubed. Okay, now we're not going to have any problems, so we're going to bring down 4/3. I know that pi is approximately 3.14. But when I come to the radius, they gave me the diameter. The diameter is 18 inches. So the radius would be half of that, which is 9 inches. And I need to cube that. So that's what my radius is. Just be careful. Sometimes we rush through and we just plug in whatever number they have here for the radius. Make sure you have the radius and not the diameter. Okay, so we need to cube 9, and 9 times 9 times 9 is going to be 729 cubic inches. And then I'll multiply that by 3.14 and 4/3. When I multiply 3.14 times 729, I'm going to get 2,289.06 inches cubed. I still need to multiply that by 4/3. When I multiply that by 4/3, I will get 3,052.08 cubic inches. And that is the volume of a sphere with the diameter of 18 inches or the radius of 9 inches. I told you it wasn't that bad. Hopefully that was helpful, and if you have any remaining questions about any of the problems or even the process, please bring your questions to class tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.